Morning everyone, it's Mike Q at another pond job. We are well underway at the Robinson residence. Right now, we're working on getting some of this wall block staged in the back for the paver guys. They're gonna be doing a little retaining wall for us. So I'm just working that material back for them with the cat. And this is nothing short of a mess. This yard has a ton of moisture in it. And it's actually like the first foot, that layer is like this dark organic soil, so it just turns into this slop. But as we dug down, I was actually kind of worried about the groundwater issues. It was just fine. This top layer was a little soft and that's about it. And we've been getting rain every evening, so it just keeps filling the ruts with water. We're into the first week. This is the third day of the first week. We have one semi load of rock here. We have a second semi of rock coming between 12 and 1 today. Plenty of more material to work with. This is our pond. It's a 20 by 25. We're gonna eventually have a negative edge reservoir here. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with that, that is what we build for larger ponds. Instead of putting a typical skimmer in, this is going to be able to pull more volume of water and skim all the debris off the surface of a larger pond way more efficiently. So that's going in later. This week we're focusing on rocking this bad boy out, and this one is probably going to be one of my favorites this year. We got a couple bridges coming in. We got two 12 PNs going up top, so plenty of flow on this one. Epic stream. The whole family is going to be stoked on this. I am too. I know the crew's excited to see how this one's going to come into play. A couple challenges already in the first week. The yard definitely has a lot more moisture than I initially thought it would. That's why I have this bottom section filled out, just using that water pressure to keep all the groundwater at bay. It's actually softer. I think it's just the different layers of soil that they have out here. And they are right on a main river, probably like a half mile into the woods. It's Doctor's Lake. We're just putting water in it just to keep any weird stuff from happening. Haven't run into bubbling liner on a project this large, so I'm gonna keep it that way. Everything looks real high here. It's kind of an optical illusion going on. So we have like 150 yards of dirt, if not more, coming in all behind us and down the side. So this grade's gonna get built up and worked off his property. We're gonna raise the elevation of the surrounding grade while we're out here, just to help with some of that moisture, just build it up, because everything just sat up there by where the wheelbarrow is and just standing water. We wanna get rid of that. Coming up this way, up towards the Bobcat, we're gonna have, man, it's gonna be almost 60 feet of streaming starting up in this corner here where the retaining wall is about to be built in. So stream coming out here. We're actually gonna have a bog filter closer to where the Bobcat is now. That's gonna take the place of our standard biofalls that we install on all of our ponds. Once again, we're trying to beef up filtration, mechanical and biological on this one. So the whole reason we're out here, the whole reason why we're building a pond is for these three lucky ducks here. They each have a name, I forget them. They went from having like a small like 5x5 little kiddie pool thing to splash around in. We're building them this. And that's the second reason why we're beefing up the filtration. We're gonna do a upflow wetland filter, a bog if you would, just because these guys can get a little bit more messy than the koi fish. There'll still be fish in there, plecostomus, koi, all that fun stuff, but these three are gonna be able to enjoy it as well. So multiple reasons why they're having a pond. And Mr. Robinson, when I first came out here, I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I saw in the consult duck pond, never built a duck pond. And I was imagining a much smaller scale job. And Simon was like, Mike, if we're gonna do this, let's do this, extravagant. Let's make it a beautiful spot for the ducks and for the family to hang out with. He has 2 kids. they're gonna be able to grow up playing in an ecosystem pond, you know, looking at fish, all the different bug larvae that grows in there. So this is gonna be an excellent thing for the whole family. We're gonna be out here for, geez, easily 3 weeks, just the pond crew, doing the pond, bog, streaming, negative edge. Roughly about 3 weeks worth of work, and then we're going to be having, you know, additional crews come out here, moving all this fill into the back in the middle of our construction. And to top it off, of course, we're going to do a landscape on this backside here. We're going to have new sod coming in, a couple walkways. This one's going to shape up to be one of the best of the year for sure. We have 2 bridges going in over the stream, so definitely a showcase piece. Stick around and hang out for this one. All right, wild Monday. This is the Robinson job. We've been chipping away out. Can't catch a break out here, man. Ton of rain, ton of mud. You can come on through, Nick.
I'm waiting for him.
All right, we have a rock up top. Nick's about to travel up there to get a stone. We're working on framing out one of our waterfalls now. We got David, one of our wave. There's David. David's running dirt to backfill way up top there. That's where we're having our stream and waterfalls come in. So this morning we had a total of like 60 yards dumped out front for us, and right in there our falls are going to enter this whole pond. We have our negative edge set up. We got our waterfalls going. We got our shelving here for it. This right here is going to be real shallow, so the fish don't end up going over the edge on us. These 2 rocks here are going to be our waterfalls coming in. We're bringing in a frame rock here. It's going to frame that fall coming in. And like I said earlier, we have a ton of dirt coming in the back here. We got like, I think over 140 yards bid on this, and all that's going to get raised up to this elevation, flattened out, and we're going to build streams and some waterfalls coming back through that that retaining wall back there. So crazy conditions out here. I mean, you can see the ruts, the crazy access. David trying to build ramps almost every other time he comes in and out here because it's just so soft. We got a ton of clay on this side because when we dug this hole for our reservoir, these are double stacked too, big old reservoir, but we got a bunch of clay from the depths of that hole. Also, this is some crazy stuff here. Look at all of this root system. Crazy old pines or something all came out of that hole. That was a fun day. It took us a whole day pretty much just to set this one basin because it was so, just the working conditions were a pain in the butt. We had some water coming in through the sides, just groundwater. We were able to alleviate that, but also running into all of this was a nightmare. So we're getting there. We should be able to have this whole basin area done today. This is going to really shrink down. I know the imprint of the Aquablox is quite large, and we're not going to outline the Aquablox. Like, we're not coming in here with rock all the way back here. I set my vaults up there because our rocks are only going to come to about here. And then same thing right here. Really choke this down, and we're going to be flipping liner and underlayment over this back half here. And actually, we're going to be doing a patio in this area with a fire pit. So I know it looks crazy because it does, but you know, we're working our way towards the finish line out here. There are the ducks hanging out in their little cage. So yeah, this is the first week back after pandemonium. We're all stoked, and we're out here getting muddy and freaking rained on and everything else. We're having a good old time. So stay tuned. This project's going to be one of the best for sure. So hang out with us and watch it come together.
We've moved 108 yards of dirt in the past couple days, so we're trying to clean up after that. It's solidifying in the backyard, but the backyard was a swamp, so it is taking some time. Walk on it now, though. It's definitely getting better. Some of it's still very moosey. You're still using boards to get across the yard, so it's still squishing the water out.
Yeah, this job was pretty fun. A little bit challenging between the heat and the mud. For the past almost month, our feet been under, up to our ankles in mud. Our boots have been in mud. Between that and the 107-degree heat index, it's been a little bit much. Some of us gotten sick a few times throughout the day, but we keep pushing forward. We haven't slowed down, and we'll see how this project turns out.
Hey Jason, we need more straps.